All right, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we are going to be covering that gamer girl. Yes, we are going to be covering Madam Savvy for the sixth or seventh time or something like that in a row, where Madam Savvy is calling out certain actions regarding Collective Shout, because Collective Shout apparently is trying to run victim mode. They are now also trying to apparently blame Elon Musk, of all people, for the hatred and the bigotry and the misogyny and whatever you want to call it that is coming their way. Not only that, Team YouTube has apparently doubled down on their age verification, and they're trying to gaslight people into telling people that this was always there. But what they don't tell you is that it was only there for people who were trying to make money on YouTube. As a regular viewer, it was not always there. So let's talk about what Madam Savvy has in terms of Collective Shout. And oh, by the way, the reason for today's video is because we are going to be celebrating a very small victory, right? It's a very, very, very small victory. It is not huge whatsoever, but it is important because all forms of fighting back against censorship always starts somewhere, right? It's never going to be a massive win right out the gate. It's never going to be something that is going to be huge right out the gate. This is a small little win that we should talk about. So I'm going to give you a little tidbit. Apparently, she is quote tweeting itch.io. And the reason why she's quote tweeting them, because itch.io has officially announced that they will be re-indexing adult, not safe for work content. But the content they are re-indexing is the free adult not safe for work content. They are not re-indexing the paid for content yet because they are still doing ongoing discussions with payment processors and trying to find other companies to work with to bring back the paid adult content. But for right now, the free content is back up in place and people can can check that out. So in theory, we do have some of the adult content that was initially banned, which, to be honest with you, I feel like that's pretty smart, because what it goes to show is that the content is not illegal at all, which we already knew, right? The content is perfectly fine to have on the platform. It's the payment processors that are trying to block the content from existing because, well, they're assholes. I mean, there's really no other way to put it other than that. So Madam Savvy writes over here on X, and she says, "Congratulations to Collective Shout. You have effectively done absolutely nothing. The free games removed will be relisted because they do not violate any laws and will continue to be made available for all to goon and enjoy." Now, what I wonder is, I have to be curious what Collective Shout's response is going to be to this, right? Because their idea was to go after the payment processors, right? Their idea was to go after them because they wanted to stop supposedly kids from accessing the content. But the thing is, if the game is free, well, then the payment processor doesn't mean a goddamn thing, and they can't stop the content from being out there. So if this is really about the kids, if this is really about protecting people, then you would want to advocate for its removal, even if it's free, right? So I wonder if they are going to go out there and try to get these games banned and taken down. But how are you going to do that? If you can't go to your little payment processor daddies and complain like little dusty bitches, then I got to imagine, what are you going to do? Because the platform right now, itch.io, is telling you to go fuck yourself, and they're going to put the free-to-play games back up regardless. What are you going to do? I can only wonder. But in any case, once there is an alternative to the current payment processor shenanigans, then the remaining games delisted will indeed return as well. All Collective Shout and Visa and MasterCard did was open the discussion for alternatives, which, by the way, that's kind of how Rumble was born. That's kind of how Kick was born, right? All of these platforms that are growing in popularity were born through the compliance of dominating platforms that wanted to enact censorship in their own manner. People are leaving Twitch in droves because of how Twitch has been acting, where they don't enact their TOS fairly amongst leftist streamers versus supposed right-wing streamers or people who don't necessarily agree with leftist ideology. That's why Kick was born. Same thing with Rumble. Rumble exists for the same exact reason. People think that YouTube is a little bit too censorious in some natures, so Rumble ended up becoming a thing, and now people are utilizing that platform as well. Does that mean that the bigger platforms are not the biggest anymore? No, of course not. But everything starts somewhere. Rome wasn't built in a day. But in any case, creators will not be silent, she says. You cannot control the flow of creativity and expression, but keep screaming at companies who do breast cancer charity fundraising wrong. I am certain you are making so many fans by doing that. And obviously, everybody applauded in the comments. You have Foot Bandit over here, Cater, saying another example of why voicing your concerns is always valid. I agree with that. Hold on. You got Mike Singwin says, perhaps it's finally time for cryptocurrency to shine. Matthias Witcher says, now we just need to get Steam to do the same. This is not over yet. I actually wonder if Steam is going to put up the free-to-play games that got banned. I don't really, because the thing is, they didn't take down most of the adult games. They only took down the egregious ones that the payment processors had an issue with. And, most of the adult games are still up there. So they didn't quite go the same way as itch.io, but I just wonder what's going to happen with the free stuff. But he says this is not over yet. It's not until the paid for games on all platforms are back up as well. Agreed, especially then, because people who have already paid for them should still be allowed to get updates and access their legal purchases. I agree. Neb says, activist ladies from Australia, take your L, while gamers and sane adults take their W. The Lost Workshop Studio says maybe they could focus on the real problems. Like, I don't know, the grooming gangs in the UK would be a good start. Yeah, but that would actually require work. You know what I mean? That would actually require them doing something aside from just the perception of doing something, right? So shout out to Madam Savvy for the absolute destruction. I know a lot of you in the comments right now, and by a lot of you, I mean a very small amount of you, are bitching and complaining about the fact that I'm covering Madam Savvy's absolute destruction of Collective Shout and Visa and MasterCard. But I can assure you there will be more videos. So if you're sick of that, maybe you should have stopped watching at the 5th video, but let's be real. You're here at the 6th one, right? Let's be real. You're going to be here at the 10th one too. So it's okay. But in any case, let's talk about Team YouTube, right? So Team YouTube, everybody knows from my last couple of videos, has enacted this thing with age verification, even though they're not doing it for the UK, right? They're doing it for the US as well. They're doing it literally everywhere, right? This is not just the UK. They're doing it in the United States of America. And they're trying to enact the age verification for pretty much any account that they deem is going to be underage. Now, the methods of which they said they were going to do this, I mean, we pretty much already know it's all going to be bullshit. Their AI is incapable, and I know it is. It's funny because even though the AI is not even working yet, I guarantee you it's going to be broken because everything YouTube puts out is always broken. Every AI that we've ever relied on when it comes to Team YouTube has always been broken. The amount of false flags that we have to deal with, the amount of false takedowns that we have to deal with as content creators, it's insane. So Team YouTube tries to gaslight people, right? They tried to gaslight Pirate Nation because Pirate Nation made a comment saying YouTube will start asking for ID in the United States on August 13th. If you look at the screenshot, extending protection to more teens. Starting August 13th, we'll extend teen protections to U.S. users we now estimate to be under 18. Protections include enabling digital well-being, blah, blah. We already covered this, right? But here's the amazing thing. Team YouTube responded and said, as you mentioned in your reply, this won't be required for all users. Well, I'm telling you right now, this is how it starts for it to be available to all users in the future. I will guarantee that this is going to happen for everybody within the next couple of years, if it even takes that long, right? This is how they start. They always start off small. They never want to go all the way too fast because if you do, well, people are going to push back, right? Look at the amount of pushback they're getting even by starting off small. Imagine if they did it to everybody regardless and made you upload your ID or credit card. This will obviously be a big thing, right? So there are two kinds of people on YouTube that have already uploaded their ID and or their credit card, depending on the situation, right? So premium users for YouTube, obviously, they have to give a credit card in order to be a premium user on YouTube. So they already have credit card information for those people. ID, most content creators, if not all content creators, have to upload an ID in order to get paid by AdSense, right? So it's only for people who are making money on YouTube. And yet they're trying to gaslight you by saying we've always had the option for age verification via ID or credit card if someone is incorrectly estimated to be under 18. This is bullshit. That has never happened for standard accounts. That has never happened for people who are just regular viewers of YouTube. This has never happened ever. This is only happening now, and they're trying to gaslight you and tell you, oh, it's always been a thing. We've always been looking to see if people are under 18. Get the fuck out of here. That is complete and utter nonsense. Then they say this update is about using better technology to make these estimations. And I guarantee you this technology is going to get it wrong every single time. Speaking of getting it wrong, let's talk about Collective Shout. So Collective Shout has recently put out a statement a couple of days ago, essentially blaming Elon Musk for greater risk or something like that. I really don't know what's going on here. So let's read Collective Shout's statement and see what they have to say. Because, you know, like most angry, dusty women, they always have to blame a man for everything, even though pretty much everything is their fault throughout their entire life. So Collective Shout says Elon Musk's actions have put us at greater risk. Movement director MTR in the Australian Collective Shout founder Melinda Tankard Rice said her group will not be silenced by gamers, threats, and abuse, which is hilarious, by the way, because your group is trying to silence gamers by threatening and abusing systems that are outside the legal law, which is unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. Look at you, you absolute retard. It's amazing how you cannot see that you are literally doing the same exact thing that you claim other people are trying to do with you, which is crazy. All everybody is saying is stay away from video games, right? You guys clearly don't care about the art of the video game. You guys don't clearly care about playing video games. When's the last time any of you played a damn video game? Never, right? You're too busy fucking gooning to some dragon men in some smut book or something like that. You guys don't play video games. We know that. So then they say, predictably, misogynistic gamers, these words have no meanings, by the way. Literally zero meanings. Misogynistic gamers have come out in full force in defense of their access to apparently R-word, incest, and child abuse games, which, by the way, again, this is fictional content, okay? The whole thing about child abuse games, can you showcase one video game that is on Steam or on itch.io that was specifically abusing children? Can you showcase any video game, or are you just doing the inflammatory headline thing where you're trying to make everything about the children? Think about the kids. Please think about the kids. They have unleashed a torrent of abuse and threats of violence against the women on our team. Don't you only have women? Isn't it like a female group? Do you have men in there as well? I mean, whatever. Anyway, and if you have men in there, why do you have men in there? I thought you guys hate men. What the hell? Across multiple online platforms and via email, which, by the way, they could fake all of this, okay? Their website, their submission form that they have on their website is easily fakeable. This has been proven through multiple different examples. You can easily fake all the supposed emails that they got from form submissions on their website. Just letting you guys know. They've been apparently threatening them to be R-worded and off them, send them porn and child abuse material. Who's saying that? Who is going to send? What the fuck? Like, do you guys really think that this is believable? Posted photos of our faces. Hey, like, you moron. You are literally damn near a government official. Like, your pictures are everywhere. Your face is everywhere. It's in the About Me section of your website. Why the fuck would you make it seem like it's so crazy? You posted a picture of your face is literally on the website, your own website. You idiots. Anyway, called us the C word and Meat encouraged us to off ourselves, threatened to make R-word porn using our images, and hunt down our addresses. Ms. Tankard Rice said Mr. Musk was amplifying the worldwide online abuse by reposting the change.org petition against us. You see what they always do, right? So what they do is they don't ever want to confront the people that are actually supposedly doing the bad stuff. They only want to blame it on the person that could get them clout because they're more famous, right? So they'll take whatever's happening to them, supposedly, and they'll transfer the blame to someone famous like Elon Musk and say, oh, it's because of him. It's because of Elon Musk. He is the problem. We have to blame him, right? And the reason why they do that is because they're hoping that Elon Musk will retweet them or whatever and give them the clout that they're so desperately seeking, right? These women, the one thing they love, there's two things they love in the world, okay? What they love is, number one, dragon dick, apparently. And number two, they love to blame men for literally everything, right? That's what gets them off. They want to blame men for everything while also gooning to imaginary men with wings. But that's besides the point. So they are doing this for that reason. They love the attention. They crave the attention from more famous men, but they also supposedly hate those men. But anyway, Musk's actions have fueled threats and violence. No, they haven't. They literally haven't. All he did was put out the change.org or whatever petition. That's all he did. Harassment and digital abuse of all. Now there's digital abuse. Now it's not even actual real abuse. These women that are so desperate to be victims and take away victimhood from actual real victims that are women, they are now trying to make digital abuse a thing. So now they don't even have to actually be abused in real life. Now it's about digital abuse. That way they could be victims too. We all are victims down here, right? It's the weirdest thing. But anyway, digital abuse of all of our female team across all our platforms and force us to take extra measures for our own personal safety, she said. What are you going to do? Digital abuse? What are you going to have? What are you going to do? You going to hire a digital fucking guard? Is that what you're going to do? Is he going to have a digital gun, a digital security guard? What are you doing here? Anyway, so the reason why we're talking about this is because, number one, I want to focus on the small win. Fuck these women, these dusty ass women. I want to talk about the small win. And the small win is itch.io, okay? Itch.io is the smaller company out of all these companies, okay? Out of Valve and everything, itch.io is definitely smaller. They're even smaller than Epic Games, okay? And that's saying a lot considering Epic Games is getting felted every day, but that's besides the point. We're not going to talk about that. Itch.io is fighting back in ways that we need to see Steam and other companies fight back, okay? We need the bigger companies to fight back, the companies that actually have the means and the capabilities to fight back properly. That's what we need. And as we continue to talk about it, what's going to happen is these companies always go with the wind. Right now, Steam and itch.io and all these companies thought that nobody was going to make a big deal out of this. So they took it all down and they were listening to their payment processor daddies, which I understand to an extent. I get it. You got to run your business. You got to think about your company. I get it. But now that they realize that the wind is blowing in the opposite direction and people are fighting back tremendously over this, we had MasterCard, Visa, and all of that trending on X with 150,000 plus posts. That is literally what happened the other day, right? So if something like that is trending, it is very clear that this is becoming a global thing. It is because, again, Visa and MasterCard is a global dominating force. So it's going to take a global response in order to fight back. And that is what's happening. So little by little, as the conversation keeps going, you have to keep talking about it. You have to ignore the comments of people who are telling you as a content creator, gee, why do you keep talking about this? This is all you're talking about. Stop the fucking gaslight, okay? You guys just got here. Sit the fuck down. You clearly are too weak to do anything. Just get out of the way at this point because you are clearly just trying to, and I don't know if you're advocating for censorship. I don't know if you're just passing off, you're projecting your weakness onto others. I really don't know what the situation is really with that. All I know is just get the fuck out the way. That's really it. Keep talking about it. Keep putting out the information out there. And every time something new comes up, bring it up. Talk about it. Put it out there. Don't be afraid to talk about it. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching the content related to the censorship news. Obviously, go consider watching the rest of my other content talking about the gaming industry and whatnot. And if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And make sure to show some support to itch.io over on X here. I'll link this thread where they announced the developer updates and putting back up the free not safe for work games. I'm going to link it in the description box below so that you guys have it and you can go show them some support because they need to know that people are behind them. Even if it's in the most minuscule way, they need to know about it. So thank you again for watching the video. Consider hitting that subscribe and I'll see you guys on the next one.